Do you want to post-process your 3D prints so you can make stuff like this? This Captain America with the broken shield and Mjolnir was designed by Kong Cho, and I ended up printing and painting this one myself. But when you want to post-process your prints, including painting them like that, there are a few tips that I can give. We have wiki articles all about post-processing at wiki.polymaker.com. First and foremost, when using a hard plastic, sanding can be a little bit difficult. We design materials like COS PLA because standard PLA can be very difficult to sand relative to materials like ABS. But with sanding, you're going to want to start with something, 120 to 220 grit depending on how hard the material is. Wetting the sandpaper can also help. You want to be careful with going too low of a grit, especially when dealing with a material like PLA, because you can heat up your print a bit too quickly and deform it. But if you start with, around 180 to 220 grit sandpaper and put a little bit of elbow grease into it, you can slowly remove a lot of the layer lines. You then want to slowly progress to higher grit sandpaper to get an even more smooth, polished finish. A material like ABS or COS PLA are going to be a lot easier to sand than something like PLA or a carbon fiber reinforced material. You can even use a power sander for flat surfaces, just avoid prolonged contact to help prevent any heat buildup, especially for something like PLA. If you want to get rid of layer lines without needing to sand, there really only are a couple of options, one of which will be to use something like ABS or ASA and then acetone vapor finish it. Though this is very dangerous because of how flammable acetone is, a much safer method would be use something like Polysmooth by what we make, Polymaker. It is a PVB, which means it's soluble in alcohol. Since alcohol is a lot safer to handle than acetone, you can vapor smooth your PVB Polysmooth prints with a alcohol vapor bath, or you can even just spray it with a mister bottle.